Hi, I'm Tim Roble, and today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the Motos Mountain Hybrid Tire and why I chose this for King of the Motos and why I'm choosing it for my dual sport bikes. So, give you a quick background. For King of the Motos, in the 2 previous years, I ran the Pirelli MT43. They're a DOT certified trials type tire. I chose that because the carcass on that holds up very well on the big bike versus like a Dunlop or something that's made for a trials bike, made for a 150-pound bike versus a 250-pound bike. So that's why I've used them. We'll talk a little bit about the downfalls of that trials type tire. Now, the downfall of it is it's got a very narrow contact patch on the width. You run it kind of flat, so you get more on the long way of the tire, but the width is actually an issue because once you break through a top crust of some of the terrain, you have nothing on the extreme downhills to really get a good slow you down effect. The trials tire also in the sand on some of the long gnarly uphills that we do, it doesn't climb as good as something with a knobby, or doesn't climb as something as good as this hybrid tire. So why I choose the trials type tire is going through a rock section, the tire tends to yaw and shape and form around the rock and not upset the motorcycle. So you're balanced on the pegs, light on the bars, and you go through a rock section with the trials tire on, it barely upsets the bike. You go back, do a tire and wheel change, and put a knobby on it, run the knobby down at 4 or 6 pounds. You go do that same section, you can feel the difference in the feedback through the pegs because those knobs are grabbing different things and upsetting the bike. So for myself, I don't like that, and I don't like the trade-off I get with that. So when Motos came out with this Mountain Hybrid, which is also a DOT tire, I said, wow, I want to try one of those. Well, it was very difficult to get a hold of some of the first ones that came out. I think I got a second batch. And I got it about 2 weeks before the event, and I went out and trained with it, and it's exactly what I was looking for. Now, I ran this one with the tubeless tire system, and my race pressure was 4 pounds. I broke this tire in with the tubeless system, which that pushes the bead out, keeps everything locked on the wheel. I broke it in with 0 psi. So the carcass on this tire is a little stiff. Now what you get is you get an outer row of knobs that really help grab rocks, and that's one of the things that makes it better than a trials type tire is you get engagement with the rocks on the side, and you also get better side hill action with this tire because of the side knobs. The knobs are a little bit taller and a little bit more spaced than a trials type tire, so it pulls better in the sand. So I'm able to drive deeper up a sand mountain with this tire than I could with a trials tire. So for me, it's a perfect blend for not only extreme enduro, but it's going to be my next tire for my dual sport bike. I think it's that good. DOT certified on a dual sport application. I think somebody, depending on how throttle heavy you are, I think you can probably get somewhere near maybe 1,000, some of you maybe even 1,500 miles out of this tire. This has got a King of the Motos event on it, and a trials competition, and an adventure ride, and it's barely showing anywhere. Actually, once it's broken in like this, it actually works better than it does in brand new condition. Let's talk about the negative sides of this tire. I would love to see this tire built in a little bit stickier compound. I'd like to see a little less durometer in the rubber. I'd like to, for extreme enduro, I'd like to see it be a 300-mile tire versus a 1,200-mile tire, we'll say. But it is what it is, and I think with some creative grooving or siping, you could probably get a little bit more traction and at the trade-off for less wear. Other than that, I think it's a wonderful tire. Characteristics on the road, because it's got a nice round profile to it, actually carves corners pretty well. I have mine paired with the 9100 HT Motos brand tire also. It's a giant front tire, works good, it's able to take good impacts, and both these tires work very well at not upsetting the bike in the rocks, and that's probably the number one thing I really like about it, is it can make you a better rider because it's just putting less terrain up into the motorcycle and in through the foot pegs, which allows you to stay on the pegs longer, balanced, and able to go through stuff. Anyway, that's pretty much my review on this. Right now I'm going to give this tire 2 thumbs up. It's outstanding, and I like it, and it's something that I do hope to carry on my armoredup.bike site coming up here in June, so look for it. Thank you for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please hit like and subscribe. And I'm Tim Roble, and I'll catch you here next time.